Yo, you already know what time it is, people. Mr. 100, Soldier Boy Sword in the building. Just getting back to y'all real quick. I told y'all I wanted y'all to send me in some questions that y'all wanted to see me answer, and I was going to add them to the website. And I got a few answers in. Initially, I was just going to answer one question, but I got a few good ones in, so I picked about 5 of them, I think, and I'm going to go ahead and take this opportunity to record the questions and give them back to y'all. First off, I appreciate y'all sending them in. I'm still taking them. Y'all can send your questions to swartzmusic at yahoo.com, and I'll answer them via video blog, and I'll make sure I upload them on the YouTube. I send them to the Facebook as well as the website so you can see my answers, and I try to answer your questions in the most honest form possible. Like I say, I chose 5 of them, so I'm gonna go and get to it. The first one say, who are you signed to? A lot of people done asked me that, and the question is no fucking body. I do got management, shout to Terry Sherman. So I do got management on deck. I got production, I got studio facilitation, I got graphics, video, photography, all that taken care of. But as far as an actual label situation, I ain't signing nobody. So basically, I'm like a fucking free agent. So if you bought your business, first thing you got to do is hit the plug again. You got to hit Terry Sherman, or you can hit the Swordz booking email, swartzbooking@gmail.com. And if you bought your business, serious inquiries only, we definitely will make something happen. Aside from that, I ain't inked with nobody, so I think that answered that. The second question is, where do you get your energy from? A lot of people ask me that too. And not to sound funny, or sound cocky in any way, shape, form, or fashion, but I love and appreciate all the support I get, from everybody on a lot of different levels. But for one, the music I do, first off, I always tell people this, it's for me first. Not to sound cocky, but it's for me. The shit is a release. So I feel like when you go to church and you singing them songs back to God about what God done brought you through and what God done did for you, what is you doing? You singing, you crying, you shouting, you jumping. So my shit ghetto gospel to me. So when I put it down, that's how I get to y'all. Now, I can't really speak for anybody else. I don't really understand how niggas claim they shit that real to them, and you not giving me no emotion, you not giving me no sweat, you not giving me nothing aside from you swagging and looking cool on stage. But my shit is a release, just like I say. So when it come out, I'm jumping off the walls. Just based off of that, a lot of these niggas seem suspect to me. But hey, that's just that's my take on it. The third question, what would you like to see more of in the rap game? Me and my niggas talk about this all the time. What I would like to see more of is niggas being held accountable for their actions. What is it? Physics that tell you, for every action is an equal and opposite reaction. Not in hip hop, at least not today. It's a lot of fuck shit going on. There's a lot of fuck niggas getting away with it, and it ain't really no balance. And I'd like to see a lot more of the balance going on. That's just my personal take on it though. And not to say I'm perfect or anything like that. That's why niggas don't like me. I like flipping skirts up. I like turning lights on. I like turning I like putting the real on the situation instead of dealing with the fluff and dealing with the sauce and dealing with the perception. Let's deal with the naked truth instead of fucking with a well-dressed lie. And a lot of people like to call it hating, whatever. I like calling a spade. So I hope that answers your question. The fourth question is, people would call you inaccessible or Hollywood. Why do you think this is so? That's fuck shit. First off, all you got to do is hit my Twitter, hit my Facebook. You know what I'm saying? I talk to niggas. See me out. You feel me? I talk to niggas. About my business, I will say that. Inaccessible or Hollywood, I definitely wouldn't say that, because if niggas, ask the promoters, ask the artists in the city if they needed me for anything. And while we own it, promoters and artists in the city, when we talk about doing anything on the strength or doing anything on the love, which seems to be the order of the day these days, what do we mean by that? that mean for free. And you know, people like to call that paying dues. I did a lot of that, and even past my time of paying dues, people like to say, you know, you never stop paying dues. But you know, as far as you know, the city wise, you know, I don't fall with a lot of different people on a lot of different levels. And not to sound cocky, but I feel like I apparently done did a good enough job of making a name for myself and doing what I do to the point to where people fuck with me the way they do. I hit people up, you know, I come out to people events, people that hit me up for shows and whatever the fuck, and I spread myself thin and try to show love to people. But then, you know, you turn around and you try to put the same energy out there as far as calling people out to shows and video shoots and what have you, and a lot of people don't really reciprocate the way they want you to fuck with them. So at the end of the day, why keep showing the same level of love to the same people who don't respect it? So if people want to call that Hollywood or whatever, you know, I don't really like to call that Hollywood. I like to call it by my business. So serious inquiries only. If you really feel like that, you know, that's really why my mind frame is bust a check. You know what I'm saying? You mentioned PayPal to a lot of these niggas, and it's like speaking Spanish. So yeah, if you want to call that Hollywood, I guess I am Hollywood. But as far as me being inaccessible and anything like that, people can get at me. You know, I reach out and touch motherfuckers. The fifth question. What do you bring to the game that you feel other artists don't? Feel that other artists don't. I'll say what I feel like other artists, what I'm not seeing a lot of. Versatility, originality, what else? Lyrics, sincerity, honesty. You know, I try to, if I'm going through something, 9 times out of 10, you're going to hear it in my music. And I try to, you know, shine a light on everything that there is in me to offer as a person as I possibly can to do musically. And again, not to say that I'm perfect or anything like that, but, you know, me being a street nigga and me touching on a lot of street, you know, subjects, I tend to go off on the deep end sometimes, but it's graphic like that. How I got it was graphic. So how I give it to people is graphic. But even with that being said, if you gonna feed me all of this, you have to feed me some life. You have to feed me some solutions. So I definitely try to do a lot more of that than I see people doing, because all the negative shit, the killing and the hustling and the shooting and the fucking and the brawling and the money making and balling and stunting and all that is definitely part of the game. But you definitely have to shine a light on, you know, the reasons behind why you doing it and the emotional side of it, the desperation side of it. I did a project that I just put out that's available on iTunes right now. It's called Swordz Psychology. That was my whole mind frame on it. I took a song and I walked you through my personal take on it so you could better understand when I say certain things. So I try to offer that as far as, you know, music wise, and even, you know, in my everyday interacting with people. So I definitely try to bring that to the game. And that, in a brief synopsis of the 5 questions I got, that's where I'm at with it. Again, I appreciate y'all sending the questions in. I hope I answered the questions. I hope I gave y'all good enough answers. I answered them to the best of my ability, as honestly as I could. So, you know, hey, let me know. Fuck with me. You can still send the questions. I'm still accepting them. You can send them to swordzmusic@yahoo.com. All questions, you know, submissions will be added to the website, which is swordzmusic.com. If you haven't been on it, go on there and check the videos, check the music, check the pictures. I stay updating it, so, you know, be on the lookout for a lot of new shit. And again, keep sending the questions in. Signing off, Hunter Gang in the building, Atlantic Beach in the building. Soulja Boy Swordz signing off. Appreciate y'all for fucking with me. Yeah.